Beers. Bloody brilliant.
Beers.
Bloody brilliant sport.
G'day guys and welcome back to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast brought to you by Bluebet.
That's Klutz, I'm Das. We are the Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started off reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the conversations that you'd more than likely hear from the front bar at your local. And Klutzy, as always, let the people know where we're coming to them from.
We're hard and we're at the Caxton.
We're always hard at the Caxton.
Yeah, that's where we come.
It's hard to be soft at the Caxton.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah.
I've always got at least half a chub when I'm here. It's
At all
usually
times.
3/4.
Yeah. Minimum, that is.
Yeah, the blood's flowing.
And when you're doing something like getting blokes down your throat, it's hard for the blood not to be flowing as well.
No, that's it.
So before we kick off the pod like we do every week, let's jam some blokes hard and fast down our throat. Some bloke lager, Klutzy on the full strength. I'm on the middies tonight. Shout out to Kempy from Bloke in a Bar for supporting the podcast. If you want to get some blokes down your throat, go to blokeinabar.com and enter your postcode at the store locator.
That's it. And as we've been saying recently, if you want to get your hands on a nice, cheap carton of midi, come into the Caco and grab it for $50. It's unreal value for an unreal beer.
Yep. And this is our sports show, our weekly sports show.
Yeah, apparently.
As we say every week, if you're looking for in-depth analysis and a breakdown of stats,
Kindly fuck off.
because you're not going to get it here.
Yeah, you're not going
That's
to
not
get
what
it
we're
here at
about.
all. I don't think I have a single proper statistic this week.
That's good.
Yeah, it's
That's
great,
really
eh?
good. Yeah,
It's really,
that's what we're all
really
about.
good.
So
I'm loving it.
we actually, before we get into it, we were chatting the other day about potentially trying to interview some players and stuff like that from Brizzy. So if you're out there listening and
Yeah, if there's any sports people out there that want to jump on, we're keen to have a chat at the Caco.
Yeah.
You can have a couple of blokes, or if you're contractually not allowed to have blokes on camera, that's okay.
we're gonna have waters,
We can have waters.
maybe a palmy.
Just be good. You can be from any fucking sport as well.
Yeah.
Swimming, rugby league,
And
rugby union,
If you're not
soccer.
an athlete but you're interested in that, let us know who you'd like to hear us talk to, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah, slide into the old direct messages of Instagram.
Yep.
And we'll find them.
We will.
It'd be fucking awesome.
It will be awesome.
Paddy Carrigan, reach out.
Please, left on red.
Please. Yeah, left on red. That was a sad day, actually,
was,
wasn't
yeah.
it? Shout out to Kobe Hetherington and Pat Carrigan, left us on red. That's all right. I would leave us on red too. Now, speaking of those two fellas, well, one of them's definitely participating. Hopefully the other one's a late inclusion because Kobe is an absolute throbber of a rugby
Fucking
league player.
oath.
But we've just come off the back of a great round of rugby league.
Yeah,
Queensland teams dominating except for the Cowboys.
that's all right. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
That's pretty good. I was pretty upset
75%.
with one of the Queensland wins, but
From
that's
a Queensland
okay.
side,
From a Queensland perspective, I was
silver
happy
lining,
for
I
the
guess.
state. Yeah, that's it. But it leads us into this week, mate. Friday, tomorrow, if you're listening on the day that this comes out, had the first official Battle of Brisbane.
I'm very excited.
Fucking oath. It's going to be huge. So now, if you told me at the end of last year, or even the start of the season, that we'd be coming into round 4, the Battle of Brisbane at Suncorp with both teams number 1 and 2,
3-0 both of them.
3-0,
I'd tell you to simply fuck off.
kindly fuck off.
Kindly fuck off.
Like, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah,
it's actually, this is
unprecedented.
what the NRL was probably hoping for as
Oh,
well.
fucking
Imagine
oath.
from like a marketing perspective, you
Yeah.
have literally like the team that's been here since the 80s that everyone's got behind, but now also a team that I believe was founded in 1947.
Fucking ages ago, yeah.
And they just have so much history and so already a massive fan base.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's the Dolphins and the Broncos.
And it's going to be possibly the best game of rugby league this year.
Ever. I think back to like all the old Cowboys and Bronx derbies. It was always round 1 at Suncorp. They used to always go off. If it's anything like that, I think it's going to be an unbelievable spectacle.
I was talking to Tommy Dale from the Alpha Blokes podcast last night, and I was saying how I legit think it's going to be Origin level vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's got that. Now, I know that's super fucking dribbly to say.
That's
but
okay.
I feel
That's
as
what we're here
though,
for.
yeah, that's it. I feel as though we legitimately could have an Origin level game. Like
Yeah.
that atmosphere.
Yeah.
The stadium shaking as Reece
It's kinda
Walsh
sick,
runs away with the ball to score.
Like I'm Broncos through and through and want the Broncos to fucking pump the Dolphins.
Yeah.
But like it's going to be so sick to have that sort of rivalry in Brisbane. Like you look around
Yeah.
at some of the games in the NRL, like Roosters play South's always
Yeah.
historic and like epic.
Yeah.
The game, which is the game we saw on Friday night.
Yeah,
Not live,
there was
just on TV.
so much passion in that
Yeah.
game as well.
And I feel like we just do it better up here. Like it's probably going to
Yeah.
be a sellout on. I think
Yeah.
it is a sellout.
It is a sellout.
on Friday night.
It's like over 52,000.
So it's going to be cool to have that sort of rivalry. And I think even though the Dolphins are a new NRL team, there's still that like heritage there that you were talking about in history
Yeah.
that I think was going to make the rivalry pretty special. So
I started watching the Dawn of the Dolphins last night.
it's great. I watched it.
Great watch.
Just I have a cheeky feature in it too.
Yeah, I saw that. It's hard not to see it because your head's so
Taking up
fucking
three-quarters
big.
of the screen, yeah.
But no, it's just as you said. There's so much history from the Dolphins. Hearing people like how special it is to them that they're actually finally in the competition. I'm excited to see what happens. I personally think the Bronx are going to get up,
Yeah, baby.
maybe by a bit.
In a
I
big way.
think the loss of Felice Kafusi is massive.
Yeah.
Because he has just
The
been putting
enforcer.
on the enforcer.
Finn Diesel.
Diesel. He's just been putting on hits left, right, and centre. And they're the sort of hits that when you're sort of going through a lull on the field,
Yeah.
it gives you that inspiration to, holy fuck, this bloke's out there doing that for me.
Yeah, let's
I've got to go
lift.
out and do something
Let's
like that.
lift.
Let's lift. So they don't
It's like
really.
a forklift. Let's lift.
Yeah, Ray Stone might have to take over that role because we know
Hopefully
he
he's-
can snap cunts as well.
Hopefully he's certified.
Yeah, hopefully.
Signed off as an operator, forklift operator.
Yeah, boom. I love
Backs
that.
up into the line. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, bend don't break sort of
You know how
mentality.
forklifts, when you're driving them, you go around corners and you like honk the horn?
Yeah.
Imagine if Felice just had a horn every time he was about to put a hit on. Like someone's looking the other way, not braking, but snapped in half.
That'd be so funny. Dude, we should go to like a local park footy game. And,
just
if
take
we
an
see if
air
there's
horn.
a big, air horn. Boom.
Just do it on Friday, but watch Ray Stone every time he's lining up.
It would be spectacular. Or we should do it at 6th grade at some point.
There wouldn't be too much horning going on, I don't think.
Did you see, so just going back to the game, did you see Adam Reynolds during the week was actually campaigning supposedly for Felice to be let off because he wants to play against the full strength Dolphins?
Really? There you go.
I heard that in the
That's
the
a big
whispers.
dick maneuver.
100%. 100%.
We want to beat you
Also-
at your best. No excuses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. I love that from
Yeah.
that. Honestly, give Adam Reynolds the keys to Brisbane. I said it. I've said it
Yeah.
once. I'll say it again.
I saw Guru talk about him today, actually, or yesterday, and it was saying that Adam Reynolds is possibly the greatest kicker of a Steeden in like the history of the game.
Yeah, right.
Because the way that he kicked the ball on Friday night was just Saturday night, sorry, second to none. He said if any other halfback did that, we'd be talking about how good he was. But
Yeah.
it's just that's his game.
yeah.
So
It's crazy that he had to
Fuck,
label it
he's
a,
so
a
good.
Steeden as well, because if he didn't, it would include yourself,
yeah,
which just wouldn't be true.
yeah, no,
Not a footy. He's a
yeah,
Steeden.
no, it has to be a Steeden.
You can have the Gilbert title.
I'm a Gilbert type operator. I actually did win year 8, the under 13 A and B breakup. Mr. Nelson had the golden boot. I'll have to bring it in. I won the golden boot.
Fuck off.
From
What
the 22 metre, you had to hit the crossbar. Everyone else was pushing in front of me,
Hey, you
taking
got a
the
trophy
ball.
for it.
Yeah, it's a old boot that Mr. Nelson got with gold spray paint and spray painted
And
it.
you got that from kicking the crossbar at training.
Yeah. It was our last training session of the year. And
It's like a participation medal personified. Like,
yeah, 100%. But it's one of my greatest achievements. Everyone was pushing in front of me, taking the kick. No one was doing it. Me, first kick of the ball, hit that crossbar, got the golden boot.
still got
And
it to this day.
It was on a high mantle in my in my bedroom.
No,
at my
undoubtedly.
parents'.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest achievements you can ever get at that time a prop.
Yep.
Just kicking the ball.
At that
and-
time, prop, and as opposed to what time? When?
Well, I haven't been a prop for a while.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Was there a break?
No, just not a prop.
Oh, okay. What
I
do you know?
transitioned into a tall, lean man, and now I'm a tall, chubby man who they're trying to push back into the front row. But Dave Jordan, if you're listening to this, I won't fucking
no.
play front row ever
Say no to
again.
the front row.
Say no to the row.
No
Front
to the row. No to the row.
Well, I'm in the second row.
Yeah. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
No to the first row.
I prefer having my head in between arse cheeks than
Heads.
sweaty heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about arse cheeks.
Yeah, there is. There's something about it. Shout out to Matt Prolox. Tell you what, I'd
Something
love to
about
have my
Matt.
head near his rump. My
Not
God.
much room in that scrum.
No,
Fucking
there
hell.
isn't. But, sorry, we got sidetracked again. Going back, mate, I did a quick Google to see what they reckon the 10 greatest sport rivalries in the world are.
Yep.
They don't really have any club ones, which is shit. But obviously, NFL, there's bound to be one in there. The Packers versus the Bears. I actually don't really agree with this one because the Bears have been that dog shit that it's just not good watching.
Yeah.
Move on. Lakers and Celtics. That's just always been a massive horny one. There's a couple of other ones in there, the Red Sox and the Yankees. But I was very surprised. You go to number 1, and they think the greatest sporting rivalry, according to Britannica, is the All Blacks versus the Springboks.
Right.
I thought soccer would be up there, and they said, it was too hard to pick one, so we picked this. I don't even think it's the biggest fucking sporting rivalry in rugby. Like,
What about 6th grade versus 5th grade?
well, that's not a competition. 6th grade simply wins every time.
Yeah, true. It can still be a rivalry, though.
Yeah, but nah. Well, because half of 6th grade play 5th grade.
5th grade, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can't really be a rival of yourself, can you?
No, you can't. But yeah, I just think it's ridiculous that they think that's the number 1. But
In Australia, what about in Australia? What do you reckon?
Australia Union,
Just
Or
Australia in
in
general, yeah.
right? I think the biggest rivalry in Australian sport, Queensland versus New South Wales Origin.
Yeah, true. That's coming from a couple of fucking Queensland diehards, but still, I agree.
But I don't think there's a single series that would get more
Like
views.
eyes, yeah.
More the
Maybe
views
like
per
an
game
AFL
or
one.
something. Maybe like
I don't know.
Collingwood and Geelong or something like that. I
Two of
don't
the
know.
Melbourne teams.
Yeah, 2 of the Melbourne teams.
Who we know nothing about. We probably know more about the
Congratulations.
ocean.
Yeah. Well, the oceanographer's from down there, and we know
There we
you
go.
fuck all about him.
Yeah, there we go.
We know fuck all about the
What
ocean.
about-
They fuck all about Victoria.
What about the Ashes?
Australia versus, that is pretty big.
Yeah.
Even Australia versus India cricket. That's,
Yeah, I reckon England's
big.
bigger than India, though.
I think as 2 nations, though, for rivalries,
Yeah.
probably the biggest national rivalry. Do you reckon it'd be Australia-England or Australia-New Zealand?
Yeah, tough one.
Because, America's obviously the biggest country in the world.
I'd say for cricket, it would be England,
Yeah.
but overall, probably New Zealand. Because, Union League,
Yeah.
easily
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Union League.
Cricket would be
Cricket's
England,
up there.
but New Zealand would still be up there, but
Yeah.
not like England would pip them.
When I say as well, America is like the largest country in the world. I mean, like sporting wise,
Yeah.
they'd probably be the largest.
We don't
for
really play too many of
participation,
their
but we don't
sports
really
as
play
well.
their sport. They have their own sports.
Yeah.
World
And they call
champions.
themselves the world champions, yeah.
Congratulations.
World
You're
champion
not the
dribblers.
world. Yeah,
You
world
fucking
champion
idiots.
shit, cunts.
Yeah.
With the greatest of respect to our American listeners, thank you for listening. But yeah, that's what I think there. All right. One of the things that I also love about this time of year is the Owen meme. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Owen meme is, it started up a year or 2 ago, maybe it's been around for a few years now. And it's usually at the start of a football season or start of a sporting season, and they go famous Owens. It's
Yep.
like Owen Wilson, Owen Farrell, like doing all this sort of shit. And then it's just got Owen, let's say the Eels, Owen 3. It's just got a picture of Parramatta. It is so fucking funny. So shout out to Parramatta for still not being able to win a game of rugby league football. Possibly going to be 0-4 this weekend after a loss to Penrith. But the Owen meme is one of my favourite things.
Such big pretenders. I don't get it.
I honestly think there's so much around Mitch Moses with his contract.
Yeah.
And then also Brad Arthur, actually I heard something the other day. I think I spoke about it. Random stats guy had a random stat that every time the Eels start 0-2, they win the wooden, or the last 2 times they started 0-2, they've won the wooden spoon. And then someone told me the other week that each time the Eels have been in a grand final recently, the year after they win the spoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Hectic.
So I think the last time was
That's so funny.
when they
What a
lost to
turnaround.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Not last year, but the last time
time
before that,
they
they lost to
lost. Yeah,
Melbourne and
yeah,
they
yeah.
won the spoon. And that's when they cheated the salary cap and came
They won the
16th.
spoon.
Yeah.
It's so
Well, it's
funny.
an achievement.
It is an achievement, yeah.
Being
Broncos have
that
done it.
shit. Broncos have done it, yeah. It's better than 15th because at least you
Yeah,
get something.
exactly. At least you remembered.
That's it.
No one knows who finished 13th. Who cares?
No one remembers.
No one even
13th,
remembers
14th,
probably
15th.
third, to be honest.
No. She'd rather be first, second, or dead last.
I reckon I'd probably rather be third than dead last.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe not for the actual achievement, but like the pain and suffering of the season, because I know how hard a wooden spoon season is. It's not great.
No.
I look at my life at the moment compared to then, way better.
Yeah.
In all aspects.
Yeah.
All aspects.
I had a wooden spoon season in COVID for Jeeps, Div 5, I think, in 5th grade. Terrible. One of the worst things ever.
Yeah.
First time.
Your one true love just hates you back, basically.
That's it. It's the first time I'd never played finals footy as well.
Yeah, horrible.
Which is
Never again.
ridiculous. Yeah, that's it. But look, rugby league was a bit of a weird one this weekend, and also just let's get the rugby league table up at the moment, because I've seen a lot of people saying that if you had this as predicted people in your top 8, even this early in the season, you
know
fucked.
nothing about footy. Yeah.
Broncos, Dolphins, Sea Eagles, Warriors in the top 4, with Penrith,
so
Titans,
fucked.
Roosters, Bulldogs rounding out the 8. So like teams like the Rabbitohs, the Sharks, the Storm, the Cowboys, and the Eels.
That's
not
so
there.
fucked.
Even the
I
Raiders.
haven't looked at that. That's ridiculous.
Is that not ridiculous?
Yeah. The Wars.
The Wars, 4th. And they've got a home game against the Bulldogs
Yeah, right.
this weekend.
To be up and about.
Yeah. So Broncos, Dolphins, Sea Eagles as well, undefeated.
Yeah.
Like crazy. 3 teams that weren't even in the 8 last year.
Yeah.
1 team didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like
One team wasn't even in the 16.
yeah, 1 team wasn't even in the 16, and now boom.
Undefeated, running second. Fucking just headbutted the microphone.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, show what you're really made of.
Give it to
Yeah. But yeah, that's rugby league. Cricket at the moment. We're back to the one-dayers, which I thought we were going to get pumped in
Yeah.
over in India. I think we lost the first one, but Mitchell Starc has come out and produced some of the best white ball cricket of his career. He's taken like 5s and shit like that over there.
I would be so scared to face him.
Yeah. And
Who would you rather face, Mitch Starc or Mitch Johnson?
Mitch
both,
Starc.
Both at their peak.
Mitch Starc.
Yeah.
Mitchell
Johnson's
Johnson is, I think,
fucking
scary.
terrifying.
Like,
It's like he wants to hurt you.
I think he is the scariest bowler of like that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like in my lifetime. Dennis Lilly sounded pretty fucked.
Like they both probably have the same ability to get me out. Like I'm probably not going to be able to last long with either of them, but I feel like I'd probably get more injured facing Johnson.
Mitchell Johnson just looks scary. Starkey looks like a really nice guy. So does Mitchell.
Yeah.
But when they get angry,
Yeah.
it's like, who would you rather get yelled at? And who would you rather peppering you with bounces?
Yeah.
Just
Gotta
Johnson's
give me
action
Stark.
as well looks
Yeah.
so much
He
quicker.
just rips it down.
Yeah. It's fucked.
And his tattoos and mo and shit.
yeah. So
Yeah, give me Stark any day of the week.
and also like England are genuinely terrified by Mitchell Johnson.
Yeah. Probably still having nightmares about him.
Yeah. He sent he was responsible for, I'm pretty sure, was that the series where he was responsible for people retiring mid-series?
Could have been.
Remember that? We were just so dominant that English players started just leaving and retiring.
See, I've had enough. of
Graham
this shit.
Swan, fuck off.
I've had enough. Bye-bye.
And it's funny because every time, like, there's a couple of those players, I'll try and find it, but there's a few of those players, Graham Swan in particular, who whenever they chirp cricket on like Twitter or something like that, people are like, you literally retired mid-series.
Mitch Johnson literally made you pack your bag and go home.
Yeah. And look, understandably so.
Yeah, fucking oath. I'll be on the first plane out of there. Miss me with that shit.
Yeah. Here we go. Graham Swan. Bowler will not play in the final 2 Ashes. This is back in 2013. So, he retired in the middle of an Ashes series, which is just
That doesn't happen.
ridiculous. Like, you don't do that. And that just shows why England don't get sport. Because you wouldn't be doing that. But I'm pretty sure there was a few other
Mitch Johnson
fellas.
was bowling at me, I would be too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't get me out of there fast enough. Fuck that.
No, okay, that's fair enough. Also, Brett Lee, actually, if you throw him in there as well, he'd be pretty scary
he
to
is
say.
fired up.
Remember when he was going up against Piers Morgan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Piers
In the
Morgan was
nets.
still in chat, and then everyone was like, oh, this is actually like dangerous.
Kinda
It's like,
fucked.
yeah, but fuck it.
Talk shit, get hit.
Brought it on
Bruh.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And man can bowl.
That man can bowl. That
Man
brings
can
us to
fucking bowl.
cucky sports. Talk shit, get hit.
Shout
Hit
out
with
to
slander.
Tom the Cuck Engine. One other thing from the cricket though, Starkey did so well. He's been fucking tearing up. Steve Smith.
Mm.
Have you noticed what he's been wearing during the one days?
Let me guess.
What?
Long sleeve.
Yeah, bro.
Shock
and
me.
he is
Shock
taking
me.
some of the best screamers you will ever see.
It's in the sleeves, I'm telling you.
It is in the sleeves.
You know why he wouldn't have grazed elbows either?
No.
Because of his sleeves.
No, and you know what? He also would not be at a risk of skin cancer on his
No,
arms.
absolutely not. No
'Cause he's
sunburn.
got
Not
sunscreen
only
and
skin cancer, sunburn. No sunburn.
No sunburn at all.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's got pretty fair skin by the look of things.
But
as
you know
well.
what, Josh?
What?
There's nothing healthy about a tan.
No, there isn't.
Tanning
So
is skin cells in trauma. So
It is. I'm really unhealthy though because I'm tanned as fuck at the moment.
Cigarette tan.
Yep. That's it. Now, next thing, come from our weekend away. We didn't really delve into this too much actually, but this is around a betting circle thing. All right. So we have a punk group, punk club, 8 people involved in it. We already spoke a little bit about one man crowing about a horse. But one of the other things that happened, we all decided on Saturday that we'd have a look at the sport and the races that were happening on Saturday.
There's a lot of it on the weekend.
That's it. We'd each pick a leg. Because AFL was back, NRL's into round 3. There was a lot of horse racing. There was a lot of Super Rugby. There was just everything on. So
Plethora.
we all picked a leg, and it was basically where you were positioned on the leaderboard was where you got to pick.
And you couldn't pick the same as someone else. So, for instance, one of the first things that got picked was Broncos head-to-head. So if you were second or bottom down, you couldn't
pick
pick
it.
the Broncos game.
Yep. Had to pick something else.
The idea was we'd have a spread across the whole weekend.
Yep.
You never win those sorts of bets, but it's
No,
just
exactly.
a bit of fun,
Because
you know?
majority of the time when you're betting, you're not going to win. And
No, shit.
as all
Exactly
the
right.
bookies are saying these days, which is fucking
Fucked.
so true. Yeah. But one of our mates, to be fair, he was umming and ahhing Maddo about the Titans Storm game. Okay, I'm not confident. And then he panicked and went, I'll take Storm.
Yeah.
It was like $1.52 or something with Bluey. And we all were all saying, if you're not confident on something, just don't back
That
it.
sort of bet you need to be. It
Yeah,
needs
you need to be
like your
confident
lock.
if you're doing that. And he wasn't. Storm ended up losing or whatever. But that
That's
happens.
punting.
That's punting.
If you picked only winners, then there would be no bookies in
There'd
the
be no
world
bookies
because
and
they'd
you
all be
wouldn't
out
be
of money.
working.
Yeah.
Exactly. But one of our mates, Eden, just absolutely ripped into Maddo about his selection of the Storm and like how stupid it was and all this sort of shit. Really gave him a lot of hate for it, a lot of grief. Now, Eden, his leg that he picked, that he was so confident on, Lions at a line of plus 10.5. So basically could lose by 10 points or less or win. And he was going on about how confident he was about it. They played against Port Adelaide in Port Adelaide. Now, we love the Lions.
We do love the Lions.
Big fans of the Lions. They ended up losing by 54 points.
They got pumped.
They got legitimately pumped. 9 goals.
Yep.
That's a lot of points and a lot of goals to lose by.
Yep.
If you're going to go out there and carry on and pay out someone for their bet before your leg has even run.
Started, yeah.
I picked the Cowboys and they got dusted by the Warriors.
Yeah.
They were $1.26 on Bluey. I was not paying Matt out for his bet of the Storm because I was like, fuck, like my leg could lose.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. That's how it goes.
But basically what we're saying, guys, if you're out there, particularly if you're in a punting group, you need to get behind each other.
Yeah.
And stop ripping on
Come
people.
together.
So we had a bit of a discussion, a few of us, about it the other day. Everyone needs to come together and you need to
Sage.
support each other. Exactly. Sage,
You need sage to get rid of the bad spirits. Crystals.
crystals, sage, all that, which I, as we said the other day, don't think it worked for us.
I think it might have actually done the opposite for us. I think that's the worst weekend we've ever had as a punk
Yeah.
club.
We got $40.
Well, technically, we got 20 because Rory spent double what he should
fucked
have.
it. Yeah.
So
So we lost a bit. But that's okay.
that's
These
what
things,
happens. We bounce back.
These things happen. But yeah, just a quick PSA. Don't rinse your mates.
No, get behind them, support each other,
Yep. That's it.
look after your mates.
Just off the back of the Lions, AFL was back this week, as we've mentioned, and the first game was Richmond v Carlton, who everyone said Richmond would pump Carlton, and then ended up being a draw.
Yeah.
Now, people don't know, in the AFL, they don't play any extra time. Like, they don't play golden point. They play injury time, but they don't play golden point. And they're that fucking religious on that rule that if it's a grand final and it's a draw, they will just replay the game the next week. Now, we were chatting beforehand, and Das was like, "This has to be the biggest cocktail. It's like it's the biggest case of blue balls."
Imagine like Storm in the grand final or Queensland and Origin.
Yep.
And the series is leveled up. Game 3, draw. You're like off your head with excitement.
Yeah.
Just give us a week and we'll go.
Yeah,
again.
give us a week. We'll go again, guys.
All weekend. My heart rate would be above 160.
Can you imagine being the
at all
players?
times. Oh, no, thanks. Sleepless nights.
No, you've just been
Fucked.
You might have gone out there and played the best game you will ever play, and you're on that high, and then you're just so dejected.
Yeah.
Or like you're trying to get up for it again.
Your balls are so swollen and blue. I don't know if I'd be able to withstand that for a week.
You try and come to completion, and it's not the same.
No.
You either don't do it, and you just keep struggling through this pain, or you do, and you're just like,
it's a letdown. Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm glad that's over, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it
like we
wasn't as
needed to
good,
get
was
there
it?
eventually,
Yeah.
but I'm a bit over it. So,
Yeah.
what are some of the biggest cock teasers, do you reckon?
Like factors of blue balls.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of things that's like almost when your plane gets delayed, like when you're just so excited to go somewhere on holiday or something, get to the airport, you're all packed, get there.
Do you know what one
Flight
this is for the tradies out there, biggest case of blue balls? When you usually have like a set time of smoko, say it's 10.
Yeah.
And it gets to that point, but then something's happened and you're so hungry because you're so used to eating at 10.
Yep.
And it's just like, fuck, let's push it back a bit because we need to get this done. Or like a delivery's rocked up, you need to unpack the delivery. Or the inspector's rocked up an hour early and you're like, fuck, you got to go with the inspector.
Yep.
Check everything out. Biggest case of blue balls because you're there, you're ready to eat, and you know that that's the time you eat.
And then when you finally do get to your food, it's just not
It's
as good.
Fuck. Even if you come a bit early,
Yeah.
and you have smoko earlier. Like
Still not as good.
Yesterday, man, we had an absolute shocking day. I got sent to a different site because one of the boys was injured, and we started digging. Couple of buckets full in, and all this oil just starts leaking from the digger. So we had to get someone to come out, and we were like, "Well, it's 8:45 in the morning. Fellas, go on smokos. Nothing else to do at the moment." Fuck. It's like, fuck, man.
Early. That's so early for
2
smoko.
hours.
And do you work through
15
till
minutes.
3 then? Or
Yeah.
you must be fanging by the time it gets to 3 o'clock.
I filled the fuck up on food.
What'd you get?
There's this place. It was called like the Deadly Dash Cafe in Kingston.
Fuck yeah.
Old mate was having a bit of a rough day because no one had been in. But I got steak burger.
Yep.
It was like $8.
Yep.
So good. Steak burger, chips, gravy. I got Powerade, a ginger beer,
Yum.
and then a piece of fish.
Oh, yum.
It was
What a
so
mix.
good. It was so good.
So do you reckon that playing an AFL grand final and having to go to a draw and having to wait a week is the same as your inspector rocking up an hour early and you having to push back?
Fucking oath, because I'm so dejected because I love sitting down and eating.
Shock me.
Bro. Because then it's just like, fuck, now I've got to, like,
It's not
how
the
are you meant to put on the same performance?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
No.
Mate. I've never been in that situation. Like,
Yeah, mate, fucking we got this pipe running over here, and oh yeah, this is the fucking rough in here, and here's your fucking TMV, fucking here we go, and yeah, no,
nah,
it's not the same.
it's not the same.
It's definitely not the
Shout out
same.
to Blue Balls.
Shout out to Blue Balls. Now, last thing I want to talk about, Das, it's an American sport thing. It's something that perplexes me all the time. It's called March Madness.
Yep.
College
basketball.
college basketball. Now, why it's called March Madness is I believe there's 4 different divisions and 16 teams in each division, and it's a knockout tournament
Yep.
to become the number 1 college team of the year.
Yep.
So it's within your own division, you play 1 to 16, and then you just keep going up, and eventually you come up against another division.
Yep.
But obviously, if you're ranked 16th, you're pretty much no chance.
Yep.
Now, there's this thing called the bracket, and you
So
can
technically, you could be last and win
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, you could be the 16th ranked team of your division
and win the whole
and
thing.
win the whole thing,
Yeah, that's crazy.
which I don't think has ever happened. Don't fact check me on that.
Yeah.
But there was a team last year. It was like a fairy tale team. They were 16th or 15th, and I think they ended up coming 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, huge.
But there's this thing called the bracket, and essentially you get this big spreadsheet, and you can fill it out online now because we're into the fucking new age. But it's got all the games, and you select who wins each game, and then it puts you up against, say, round 2. It's like, oh, you pick this one and this one. Well, this is who they're going to play if this is how it pans out.
Yeah.
And you pick that all the way up until you pick your winner.
Yeah.
March Madness goes for a long time. 3 days into the tournament, 2 days into the tournament, there was 0.12% brackets left.
Holy shit.
And I was like, holy fuck. I said to one of the boys at work, I was like, oh, I think there's like a couple of million people that do it, which is still fucked.
Yeah.
3rd day, get
Done.
this little statistic up. After 2/3 days, no March Madness brackets left, so not a single person got anything right.
Fuck.
Like,
Not
up to
anything.
that point,
Yeah.
out of 20 million plus submissions.
Holy shit.
So you think about it from like
footy
a
tipping.
footy tipping or a betting perspective. You know how you got like your one in. Can you imagine the odds on picking a perfect bracket?
Yeah.
Because you got 64 teams.
No, that's fucked.
First round's 32 games. So
Yeah.
you got to pick 32 correct games
It's kind of
just to go through to another
one.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to complete that, surely.
No, I don't think so. So, I was literally blown away that there was out of 20 million plus people, not a single one after 3 days.
It'd be like getting 4 perfect rounds in a row in the NRL just to pass the round 1.
Round 1.
That's fucked.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. And massive upsets, like 15th beats 2nd, 16th beats 1st.
Yeah.
All these people that were predicted to win, gone.
Yeah.
Within a day.
Yeah. Insane.
So it was one of the coolest things. I also love that they do that sort of shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty
I don't
cool.
know what sport we could do that with over here.
yeah.
I was actually chatting to someone at work yesterday, and we were like, wouldn't it be sick if we could have a, you know how over in Europe they've got the Champions Trophy where you can be in any, like that Wrexham team, you can be in any division and you just play off against each other.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had
Like Q Cup version.
NRL Q Cup
New South Wales Cup.
and even some BRL or SRL they might call it.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Those sort of teams. So you could have like fucking the Broncos playing against like the
like Jeeps, obviously not Union, but like Jeeps equivalent.
Mitchelton.
Yeah.
That sort of shit.
Pretty fucking cool.
Valleys.
Yeah.
Scott
That'd be
Prince
so
was still playing
sick.
for Valley.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
And they
Scotty
win.
Prince is still
What a
playing for
fairy tale.
Valleys? Yeah, and then he comes up against the Broncos, puts on a masterclass, and they beat the Broncos.
Yeah. What dreams are made of, baby.
Fuck. So, yeah, I don't know if we could ever have it. It'd be sick if we could have it one day, but yeah, pretty sick.
Let's get it going.
That is Bloody Brilliant Sports for this week, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Go Broncos.
If you're watching us on YouTube, leave a comment, like, and subscribe.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Just fucking share it with a couple of mates.
See you on Monday.
Alright, catch you, cunt.
Bye.
Bye.